Hello, this is Denise with Minty Green Mama, and today I wanted to do just a quick walkthrough, first impressions kind of thing for the Illuminated Earth Oracle. Now I have had this for a little while, and it was just kind of sitting there waiting for me to get to it. I had gone through the cards and looked at it, and I was super excited, and I just haven't had the quality time that I want to spend with it yet. So this is not a review because I have not spent a lot of time working with this deck, but it is so gorgeous that I just wanted to share it. Just everything about this deck. So this is a little box that it comes in, and this is the Illuminated Earth Oracle by Claire Mack. I purchased this on Etsy, and I cannot remember when. I think it was only maybe a couple months ago. It hasn't been that long, but I just love the cover of this, and it feels so nice. It's like this matte, but you can feel the word. I don't know. It just feels so nice, and it's a really sturdy box, and it's green on the inside, and it's just really earthy. Like it really does give me a very earthy vibe, and it's the Illuminated Earth Oracle, so that's very appropriate. And then it comes with this little booklet. I mean, it's a very small little booklet, but I find it, to be very helpful. So it says right in the front, it just says, the Illuminated Earth Oracle is a hand-painted and collage deck of 63 cards inspired by the essence of the natural world and its cycles. Each card is intuitively rendered to represent the symbolic joining of spirit and matter. For the seeker whose feet are on the earth and soul is in the stars, this deck is offered for contemplation and transformation. And then she says, how you use the deck is up to you. You can draw a card for daily insight or display them on your altar or use them for inquiry about a specific subject. So that's about all it says about how to use the cards. There's no spreads or anything in here. But it does go right after that. It has a little quote from T.S. Eliot, and then it goes right into the meanings of the card. So each card has like a little paragraph. So, I mean, it doesn't say very much, about each card. Some are, fairly small little paragraphs, but I feel like it's been very helpful so far as when I've been using the cards. Just getting a good foundation for what the intention is behind the card so that I can kind of come up with my own meaning, which is exactly how I've been using these actually. I've kind of put them back in order now, I believe. But when I've been using this deck, I've been using it for journaling a lot, tarot journaling. Well, it's an oracle, but same thing. And so I've been pulling a card and reading the small little paragraph, and then writing down like a synopsis of what I think that it means to me. Kind of almost like a free writing exercise where just I write whatever comes into my mind. So then I'm hoping that at the end of like a really more intensive work with this deck, that I'll have like my own kind of little list of definitions of what the cards mean just for me personally. And that is how I'm using this deck. And so it's not kind of predictive per se, but more for contemplation, drawing a card, writing what it means for me. But I feel like when I go back at the end of the day and look at the card that I drew and how it related to my day, then I'll be able to fill in more as far as prediction, type meanings go. I'll be able to kind of fill that in on my own, because I do enjoy using oracle cards and tarot cards for a daily draw, not just for meditation, but to kind of give me a preview of what do I need to know about my day ahead, because I find that really helpful. I actually, it helps me to make decisions and to kind of get an idea of the energy. So I do like to use, I do plan on using these for not just meditation, but also for predictive readings. So to get into the cards, these are the backs of the cards, which are just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, they're like a nice, quality cardstock. They have like this really nice matte like type finish. Just so lovely. Like you can kind of just see it's just slightly, a little, not really shiny, but just kind of, just looks so nice. I don't know. I really feel like maybe I'm just weird about the feeling of the card, but like, I don't know if anybody else does that, but it has, like, if the card feels good in my hands, I'm more likely to use it. And for me, like, this matte cardstock is just so amazing to hold. And these are just the perfect size. Like, they fit right into your hand. There's 63, I think I said that, 63 cards. So it's a good size deck. And they don't have suits per se, but they do have, on the cards you have, like, this one's Abundance. And it has just a small little title there. And then just like a line around the card for a border. And at the very top, in the middle of the border, is a symbol, which is different on each card. There's, I believe, 4 different symbols. And it has, in the back of the book, which is really interesting, there's just like a page, 2 little pages, I guess, of, has a little thing about the artwork. And then also it has on the back here about the 4 symbols on the borders. So one represents origin, wholeness, and completion. One is positive association. Another is negative association. And the 4th one is intersection of matter with consciousness. Just to kind of give, see how I take it to kind of give just like an extra layer of meaning or flavor to the cards. Excuse me, let's see what she says. Indicating a key of reference based on perceptions we may have about a given condition. The symbols take into account the interconnectedness of each other as being parts of the whole. So I haven't really fallen into like a good space in myself about what the symbols mean to me, but I'm still working on that. So I think that's really interesting though. So all right, let's get to the actual cards. Oh my goodness. So they do go all the way to the edges. There's just a line border, but you can still see the picture, which I like. This is Abundance, and to me it looks like cellular material in here. Let me see what she says, because I think that, yeah. So just for example of what like one of the cards would say, it says, the view through a microscope reminds us of all that exists beyond the naked eye. Though at times we may perceive scarcity, it is only a perception. Look around and observe the proliferation of life in nature, and remember there is more than enough. Open your mind and heart to receive all that you need. So I think that's beautiful, and it just gives me enough information. I think there's enough information to kind of get an idea of the general meaning of the card, plus you have the title and that little paragraph, and then there's just, more that you can glean from it, I think, the more you look at it. So the pictures are very, the images are very wonderful. So this is Accomplishment. I like that one. And she did say that in about the art, that she hand marbled all of the, when you see like the marbled paper, that she hand marbled all of that. So I think that was really interesting. I don't know anything about that process, but it does sound amazing. And the images just look so, like, they have so much texture to them, because there's like, the background texture, there's like just different layers. I like how this has like the different little circles that you can kind of peer through to see like a couple different landscapes. There's one other card, I believe, like that here in the deck. So that was Air. And then Anguish. I like how this deck is very balanced between, like what you could easily interpret as positive cards, although everything has, kind of a more than one aspect, but like this attachment, that you can kind of see like what you would immediately kind of perceive as more, not negative, but shadow side cards, stuff that everybody has to work with, which I appreciate, because if, in your life you're going through a hard time, sometimes it's nice to have a very positive deck, just because sometimes you just need to hear that. But sometimes if you don't see a reflection of your own life experience in a deck, it can, for me, it can be just not as useful. So I like to see, a spectrum of life experience in my deck so that I can relate to it. Like right now I'm, studying the Kabbalah, the Tree of Life, and it has, this is blocked, so it's another shadow one, which has the balance of the, more positive aspects with like the more, shadow or let's say negative as in that sense, not that they're inherently bad, just it's the opposite to the positive ones. I love this one, Childhood. And it's got rabbits, and it's got a teapot and a teacup, so it just kind of gives me a very Alice in Wonderland feel. And I don't know that that's what it is about, but to me, like that's what I get from it. So it's childhood. So let's see what that one says. A time of carefree innocence and wonder. Also include aspects of our past from which we have disassociated. There is still a child in all of us who needs to be recognized. Oh, well, that's a lovely message. Combustion. Concealed. Connection. Like, for me, these images just have such like a depth to them, like such a, I mean, they're so amazing, and they're very, I mean, for me, they're very nice to look at. You know, I love the artwork, but they're also, to me, they have such a depth of, you know, the visual imagery. It's just like this one's cosmos, that they're very, very nice for meditation and contemplation and decay. And you can kind of get drawn into the images. Deluge. Destruction. Disguise. This one I thought was so interesting because for the longest time, I mean, I don't know why, but I just thought it was a person in like a hooded robe holding a fish. And then finally I realized that it's someone dressed like a bear holding a fish. So I don't know. But I love the ones that have the images of people. I think that those are especially striking. Although this one is absolutely amazing. Dreams. They're all amazing. I could sit here and say about each one that it was breathtaking, and I would be true, because I definitely think that there's just something so special about these cards. And ironically enough, I think that's why I haven't worked with them that much. Epiphany. Because since I feel like they are so special, I've been waiting to have special time to sit down with them. Where, you know, as a mom of 3 kids, see erosion. And we do a lot of activities and have like a homeschool. Eruption. Schedule, like I have a lot of like stolen moments to do my cards and my personal growth work, evolution. And I guess I felt like these cards deserve more than just like a few moments here and there. But what has happened is that I haven't, fertility, I like that one. What's interesting in this one is that you can kind of see like a brainstem and like a spine, and I'm not sure, I mean, I don't think it says specifically anything in the guidebook about it doesn't say anything about the brainstem part, but, or the part of the brain that is visible in the spine. But for me, what that represents is like the primal nature of like the to you know, create. Like in this case, it could be like creating a new life, but it could be goodness, there's hair everywhere today. It could be, you know, it's just the nature of this world is creative, and so, you know, from the plants that are compelled to grow to people that are, you know, bringing new life into the world, like that kind of thing. So that's what I get from that. But yeah, so I haven't really sat down because I haven't had a lot of dedicated time for this deck. It's fire. So I'm just going to use it whenever I can as you know, gifts. As much as I would like to spend a lot of you know, special time with this deck, grief. I would rather work with it than have it just sitting here waiting for me. It says harmony. This one, I'm a sucker for rainbows. Anything with a rainbow in it, I love this. I love the rainbows. Oh, healing. This one's so pretty. An influence. Again, it kind of has like a little, not really a rainbow effect, but you kind of have the green, blue, and purple in here, so kind of gives me a rainbow feeling. Meander. Memory. This one's interesting, and I'm gonna have to read more about this, but and see if there's anything in the guidebook. But there's like this little bird on this. It looks almost like a, I don't know if it's meant to be like a hole in her shirt, or in her, a hole in her that you can see that has lace around, or is meant to be like a huge brooch that has like a picture of a bird on it, but, or just something embroidered on her dress. But it's just such an interesting card. Moon. I love moon cards. And I love that this one has water on it too, because I do associate, you know, the moon a lot with the tides and, you know, water. So, oh, this one's so nice. Multiverse. For some reason, I don't know if I say multiverse, it always gives me a Fifth Element kind of a thought in my head. I don't know if they use that term or if it's just me. Mystery. This has been a while. Obstacle. I like this one too. Like there's a giant boulder in your way, you know, for obstacle. Path. Patience. I love this. Anything with crystals. Whenever I get a chance to draw, a lot of what I draw, like in my art journal, is always crystals. I love hand-drawn crystals. Phenomenon. Plants. Potential. Productivity. I like that with like the beehive. Protection. This one is very interesting. Reflection. Reincarnation. Relationship, which I think this is an interesting depiction for the card relationship, because I wouldn't necessarily like think of this image when I think of relationship, but I think it works. I think it works really well, so I like that. Release. Renewal. This is one of the other ones that has kind of like the circles, the little landscape pictures on there, which I like. Of course, I like the whole deck, so goes without saying. Resilience and resistance. Responsibility. Retreat. Separate. Source. Stillness. So this looks like, to me, that's, you know, really sticks out. That looks like a real marbling effect. So I'm sure that's part of the hand marbled paper that she was talking about. It's just, I'm sure a lot of it is, and I just, you know, I'm not recognizing what the marbled, you know, stuff is, but like this, just to me, because it takes up so much of the card, it stands out more than probably some of the other instances. But I love that. Structure with the rainbow. Support. I love this card. I just love this card. Someone comforting somebody that needs, you know, that support. Tempest. Transient. And underworld. Upheaval. Vulnerability. That's an interesting one. This whole video could just be me saying, wow, that's interesting. I love that. There's water and wisdom. So yeah, this deck is just, I mean, 63 cards. Every single card I think is amazing, and you know, there's something to be learned from that. They're just like, the quality is so nice. They feel so good. They're just everything wonderful in this deck. So I'm super happy with this, and I have, you know, decided, like I mentioned, just to work with it whenever I have the chance, so that I can actually I'm always optimistic about what I can get done. And so I think sometimes I like overestimate how much I can do. And so I have other decks that I'm working with, and this one has just been waiting for me to play with it some more. So, but I just wanted to show that off because that is so gorgeous. You can't see the words very well, I don't think, in this lighting, but you'll see Illuminated Earth Oracle by Claire Mack. So thank you so much if you stuck around this long, and I hope you enjoy those beautiful cards, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.